You think I'm not all in, but I am.
Okay. Well, I am too.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those moments that made young Sheldon's Georgie and Mandy the couple to watch. If you're not up to date on the series, there may be spoilers ahead.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Number 10. Mandy moves into the garage. After Mandy's parents kick her out and she moves into her own apartment, Georgie tries his hardest to support her.
I can buy my own groceries.
I know, but you're eating for two. I thought I should help out.
3 kinds of pickles?
Everybody knows pregnant ladies like those.
Only, she's still understandably mad at him for lying about his age and is reluctant to accept his help. However, when she falls on hard times, guess who she turns to? Georgie shows no judgment whatsoever and immediately jumps into action to help retrieve her belongings.
So, you think getting a toothbrush gonna change that?
Couldn't hurt. So, what do you say? Can I go?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Sorry to bother you, sir.
Considering it almost costs him his life, it really shows how devoted he is to being there for her. Even though living in a garage isn't ideal for an expecting mother, Georgie tries his hardest to be accommodating.
That's how screwed up my life is right now. You're the best part of it.
Thank you. I'm really trying.
I know you are.
It's gonna be okay.
Is it?
When that doesn't work, he figures out a plan B. Number 9. When Georgie met Mandy. Taking things back to the very beginning, Georgie and Mandy's meet-cute takes place at a laundromat. You know, girls' quarters get stuck in the washing machines, coin shoot, boy shows her the trick to make it work. Classic romance stuff.
I'm Georgie.
Mandy. And now that we're on a first-name basis, I'm gonna throw my underwear in here.
And since I'm a gentleman, I ain't gonna look.
Anyway, the two quickly hit it off and go on a date. It would be super sweet if both weren't harboring pretty substantial secrets.
How old are you?
25.
21.
I was worried you were gonna say 19.
Oh, no, I promise I'm not 19.
Connie even catches Georgie skiving off work and drinking, but doesn't rat him out. Anyway, later on, just before things get hot and heavy, Mandy reveals her truth. As for Georgie, well, we wanted to grab him by the shoulders and shake some sense into him.
I'm actually 29.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess there's something I should tell you. I'm totally fine with that.
Number 8. Mandy wants to kickstart her career. Before Mandy moved back to Medford, she was a weather girl in San Antonio.
You gotta look forward, but point backward while reading the script. All with sunshine in your voice.
I could actually hear the sunshine in your voice.
Thanks. And now back to Cece in the nursery with screaming.
So when a job opens up at a local station, she decides to apply. Now, this is the 90s, so working mothers weren't exactly unheard of. Only Georgie has other ideas about a mother's role.
Oh, okay, so you just get to have a job and a life, and I have to stay home with the baby.
Or, I have to have a job, and you get to stay home with the baby. It's all about perspective.
Still, whether he likes it or not, he learns that parenthood is a 50-50 responsibility. So when Mandy has second thoughts about becoming a career mom, Georgie convinces her to follow her dreams.
I think you should give it a shot.
Really?
Well, you're all excited about it, and if you get the job, you can still say no.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yes, being a working parent can be hard, but having a supportive partner can help lighten the load. Even so, there's still some stuff a father can't help with. Well, not yet anyway.
Well, then that could bring rain to this whole area here. So for Channel 7 weather, I'm Mandy McAllister. Good night.
Number 7. Georgie ups his responsibility game. Georgie and Mandy's relationship got off to a rocky start, so Georgie has to do the most to prove that he can be a reliable and responsible partner. One way he does that is by trading in his Mustang for a more family-friendly vehicle.
I can't believe you did this.
It was a no-brainer. I want to keep our kids safe.
Thank you.
Mandy's also thrilled to discover Georgie's secret job, which may one day pay for her kids' private education. However, perhaps what impresses her the most is how Georgie looks out for Sheldon.
Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing?
I'm on lake patrol.
What?
I'm babysitting, and it's the only way I can get my brother to eat.
It seems to be the final piece of the puzzle that convinces her he'll be a great co-parent.
Status report.
Dry as a bone.
So I have time for a second slice.
Go nuts.
Copy.
If our kid's weird, I'm ready.
As she sneaks out the next morning, we can't help but believe she's also starting to see him as something more. Number 6. Locking Cece in the car. If you've recently become a parent, you might find Georgie and Mandy's first few days of parenthood highly relatable.
Okay, you're such an expert. Why don't you try?
I was a baby more recently than you were. It's okay, Cece. Daddy's here.
Good job.
Well, I just met her yesterday. Give me a minute.
Chuck in a rejected marriage proposal, and you're in for some drama. So tired, irritable, and in the middle of yet another argument, Mandy accidentally locks her daughter in the car.
Hey, baby. This is normal. We're all okay.
Rob, we're gonna get you out.
How are we gonna get her out?
I don't know.
There's nothing like an urgent crisis to make parents drop their odds and start working as a team. According to Mandy actress Emily Osment, this is one of her favorite Georgie and Mandy moments. She also revealed a more personal connection to the storyline.
And I told them about us locking the baby in the car, and wow, they did that too, apparently. I got locked in the car a couple times. So very relatable.
We're sure they're not the only ones who've done it either. Well, at least Mandy and Georgie are in good company.
You're such a brave little girl.
Good news is she ain't gonna remember any of this.
And we don't have to tell a soul.
Pinky swear?
Done.
Number 5. Finding the key to a happy marriage. Georgie and Mandy hit a rough patch when Mandy's mom starts meddling in their parenting, and Georgie doesn't have Mandy's back. Then, when he tries to step up, Mandy's dad pulls him aside and gives him some advice on how to keep everyone happy.
I was just trying to be a good husband and take Mandy's side.
Okay, you know a great time to take Mandy's side? When you're alone with Mandy. And when you're with Audrey,
Take Audrey's side.
okay, there's hope for you.
It works at first, but Mandy eventually catches on.
I love your cooking.
My mom made this.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it, it is a little dry.
I made it.
She points out that her parents aren't exactly the poster couple for marriage. Georgie and Mandy realize they have to make their own rules to make their relationship work for them.
Georgie can talk, okay? That's how our marriage works.
Excuse me, are you implying my husband isn't allowed to speak his mind?
Well, if we're gonna put cards on the table.
It all ends with Mandy and her mom at each other's throats. Still, the couple learn that the key to a happy marriage is good communication. Go figure.
Well, I want us to be better than that.
I agree.
Oh, cut it out.
No, I meant that one.
Number 4. Mandy meets the Coopers. Telling the young man you hooked up with that you're pregnant must be a daunting task.
Sometimes these things ain't accurate. Maybe take another one.
Here you go.
2 is convincing, but 3.
I'm pregnant, Georgie.
Meeting his family, including his God-fearing Baptist mother, must be a whole other level of terrifying. Luckily, the Coopers are very welcoming to Mandy, and at first, it's actually Georgie who makes things a tad uncomfortable.
Hope brisket's okay. Georgie wasn't too sure what kind of food you liked.
We didn't do a lot of eating when we were together.
However, once the topic of religion comes up, the Coopers lay a lot more on the table than just Mary's brisket. Meeting the family can already be super awkward, but getting caught in their marital drama? Yikes. Mandy might regret saying yes to this dinner, but we certainly don't. It turns out to be quite the comedy.
No marriage is a bed of roses.
Well, then I guess we nailed it.
I guess we did. And that kid is going to be Baptist.
So, Mandy, glad you came?
Number 3. Tying the knot. As we've seen, both Georgie and Mandy's mothers can be seriously overbearing, but baptizing their granddaughter behind her parents' backs, that's the final straw. It sends the couple straight down to City Hall to get married, putting an end to any more parental interference.
We're getting married?
What about your parents? Well, you're the one that said there had to be consequences.
So, we're really not gonna invite our folks?
Is that okay?
I guess the only person I need there is you.
Luckily, the families make it to the venue in time to see them tie the knot. It might not be the big white wedding everyone dreamed of, but it is incredibly sweet.
By the power vested in me by the great state of Texas, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
They then continue the celebrations at the Gulf Coast Railway. As the newlyweds drive to Dollywood, a wedding/honeymoon present from the McAllisters, they start discussing their future.
Are you gonna take my name?
Is it important to you?
I don't know. I'd kind of like people to know we're a family. You know, the Coopers. Georgie and Mandy Cooper. I'd go to a barbecue at their house.
With practical matters sorted, the wedding night begins early. Number 2, the spa trip. When Mandy invites Georgie to a spa getaway, he agrees but feels a bit uneasy. At first, he's not sure why, but eventually it hits him. He's uncomfortable about where they stand in their relationship.
I thought this is what you wanted, us together.
I did.
You did? What changed?
It's just different now.
What's different about it?
Massages usually help release tension, but for Georgie and Mandy, it's like pouring fuel on a fire. Instead of calming things down, it stirs them up until it boils over.
We're getting along. We're a good team with Cece. Maybe I don't want to risk that on a maybe.
Okay, if you don't want to try, why did you even come here?
Well, I didn't want to say no and make things weird.
Oh, well, you nailed it.
As they're driving back, it dawns on Mandy that she values Georgie too much to let him slip away. So while their spa trip may have felt like a bust, it turned out to be just what they needed to grow closer.
So we're really doing this?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I ain't waiting to get home to kiss you.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Georgie leaves his date for Mandy. Mandy might not want to face her feelings, but she's sure happy when Georgie comes home to be with her and Cece.
Just wanted to be here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to.
Moving in with the McAllisters, even Audrey can't totally resist Georgie's charm.
Pretty impressive kid, huh?
We'll see.
We'll see. Good job.
Told you.
Georgie writes Mandy a romantic letter. Its contents may be questionable, but it seems to work.
Where you going?
I'm gonna go take a shower. Maybe I'll leave the door unlocked.
Well, all right.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Becoming parents. As Mandy's due date approaches, she and Georgie rush to finalize preparations before their new arrival.
Hey, you make a whole human being in your belly, I get the crib and car seat, we'll call it even.
It's not even close to even.
But of course, life loves to throw curveballs. Mandy goes into labor while Georgie's out running errands. Without cell phones handy, hey, it's the 90s, she's left with Sheldon for company. Meanwhile, Georgie wrestles with a stubborn car seat and freaks out over impending fatherhood. In an unexpected turn of events, Sheldon comes to the rescue once again, in the most Sheldon way possible, of course.
I think I almost missed it. I would have regretted that for the rest of my life. Why are we turning around?
Fortunately, Georgie arrives just in time to support Mandy through labor. Sure, their relationship would have its ups and downs, but we could already see the makings of a sweet little family.
She's tiny and perfect. And Mandy's doing great.
Oh, what's her name?
Constance.
What are you hoping to see in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage? Let us know in the comments.
So we're really doing this?
Yeah.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.